Shine with Kendall Lanice. Real talk for real people. Let's shine together.
Allow me to introduce myself. Thank you for shining with me first and foremost. Every week on Shine with Kendall Lanice, I am a certified transformational life coach, speaker, author, as well as a certified financial coach. Each week I hope to elevate you, educate you, and entertain you with our various guests and various topics here on Shine with Kendall Lanice. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to tell a friend. And now on to this week's show. Welcome to I am your host, Kendall Lanice. Thank you so much for continuing to come back week after week. It means the world to me, and I don't take it lightly. If this is your first time tuning in to Shine with Kendall Lanice, this is a life podcast. It's all about education, elevation, and entertainment. I go by the name of Lady Motivator. Those that have returned time and time again know me. And if I'm just meeting you for the very first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I'm not sure how you stumbled upon this podcast, but I am so glad you did. Do me a favor before we get started. Please subscribe. Subscribe and share with your people. I'm so excited about this show, as I am with every show. I have gone live maybe 2 times on Facebook while doing the podcast in this whole 2-year run, and I am live once again on Facebook. So all my Facebook people, hey y'all, how's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Shine with Kendall Lanice. I believe this is episode 127. Yes, I have done a lot of episodes on this podcast. So the beautiful thing about podcast is you can always go back and listen to past podcast shows. There's something on there for everybody. I have so many different amazing shows, hence the 127 shows. So go back, do me a favor, and listen. All right, before we get started, as always, I'm going to start with this week's life note. All right, it's time for this week's note. All right, it's time for this week's life note. Can you hear me? Let me just make sure because I have this on. So I'm just going to repeat myself. I'm not sure if my podcast world heard me because, again, I'm trying to do Facebook Live and this. So I was talking, I just want to repeat just in case my podcast land did not hear me. It's all about the quarantine boss being bold, brilliant, outstanding, successful, and staying sane in this quarantine time, right? And so many people find it hard to stay sane. Personally, I like being home because I'm very productive at home. I'm doing a lot of different things. My creative juices are flowing and I'm okay. If it's about being safe, I'm okay. If it's about making sure that everyone else is safe, I'm okay with that. And we have to change the phrase of just being stuck at home, and we need to really change it to being safe at home. And that's really what we're doing. I'm looking at this Facebook and I'm doing this. I know my regular podcast listeners are probably like, why is she pausing? Why is she looking? Because podcast land, I'm just in here talking to myself. But now I'm looking at Facebook Live. Hi everybody watching from Facebook Live. All right, so the quarantine boss. During this quarantine, a new normal is upon us. It's important to be reflective, positive, prayed up, and productive. Don't use this time to relax only those who are at home 24/7. Even if you are working from home, make sure you schedule time for you within that work day. It's so important to do that, even if you're working for someone else, even if you're working outside the home. You should never give anybody 8 hours of work. Now, I'm not trying to get anybody fired if you're working from home or if you're going home. It's all about when you work from home or you're at work, you got to figure out a moment within that time to do some work for yourself. What do you want out of life? What are you working for? I know your dream is not just to work for someone. And I'm not saying you have to be an entrepreneur, but even if you want to read a book, if you want to write a book, if you want to pursue a goal or a dream, what do you want to do outside of just taking a moment and just, maybe gossiping on the phone or doing something like that? What do you want to do? Think about the things that you want to do and fit them in that day. Even if you are working from home, make sure you schedule that time for you within that work day. Quarantine is not a time to just chill. It's time to grind it out. Whatever that means to you in whatever field you're in. Get those creative juices flowing and go from there. Think about all the things you wanted to do, but you were too busy. I know people always say, well, Dag, I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. If I had enough time, I would do this. Only if I had enough time, I would do that. And they really don't take advantage of the free or downtime, if you will. Now, again, I'm going to repeat. I get that some people are working from home, right? But I know y'all ain't working a whole 8-hour or 10-hour day. I know y'all probably washing clothes, doing dishes, teaching the children, because now everybody's a teacher, right? You got to teach your children during this time, especially the people who have young children and adults who are in college. Work still has to be done. But you can find a little window of time to do something for you. This is just, this is the time really that you have to put your money where your mouth is. Hold your feet to the fire. What does that mean? All the things that you said that you wanted to do, but you couldn't do because you didn't have time. Can't say that anymore, especially the people who, are able to be home and they're getting unemployment. Or they're, working from home, getting some type of income. You got time. You got time. And even if you're at home and you're not getting income yet, find a creative way to get income in. You might have lost your job, but you can find other ways to make money. And you guys know me as a transformational expert, a life coach. I'm also a certified financial coach. So I'm all about side hustles and ways to get that money into your home for your families. So I don't want anybody to say, okay, I lost my job, unemployment, ain't picking up the phone. Because listen here, thousands and thousands and thousands of folks are either on unemployment right now or trying to get unemployment right now. And I've talked to several people in several different states, also did research. So many people are trying to get unemployment and they can't. The lines are busy. The websites are crashing. I mean, this is a legit thing. This is a situation going on. So in the meantime and in between time, think about all your gifts and talents and think about ways that you can make some money, to get some money into your household. But it's all about putting your money where your mouth is right now. You want to, at this point, repurpose your life and live your dream. So what do I mean by repurpose? You want to do things differently. The things that you used to do and you're not able to do, you can start doing some things differently. And I'm going to talk about repurposing. So listen here. If you are on social media all the time, scrolling up and down and back down and up and sideways and crisscross all day long, you need to use social media to promote yourself or to make money for yourself. Don't just be on social media listening to everybody else and just being nosy or looking for gossip, or you want to just go down the line and on people's social media accounts you just want to comment and all of that. Find a way to allow it to make money for you. Use it for your business. If you have a business, start posting more. Get the word out about the things that you're doing. So that's repurposing social media. If you are scrolling online just to look at stuff and you want to, visit this site and that site, start researching. Look online to research your next move or your side hustle or another business, or, enhance your learning and your knowledge within the field you're in, because things constantly change no matter what field you're in. So if you are scrolling online, don't just go aimlessly looking for foolishness. Get on there and search and research your next move or within your field. Another way you can repurpose your life is if you want to go outside and be outside and you can't wait for outside to open up, go for a walk. Get your exercise on. It's so important because they're saying that most people during this quarantine are going to gain 15 pounds. People are gaining weight. You know what I'm saying? People are gaining weight because they're eating. They're like, ooh, what's for breakfast? Ooh, what's for lunch? Ooh, what's for dinner? Ooh, what's for a late night snack? People are planning out their meals. And there's nothing wrong with that, eating with your family. Now you got time to cook, hopefully. Because hopefully you're not using this time just to order takeout, because takeout is open. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates, everything is popping. So now you can get anything you want from any restaurant and they can drop it to your door. So repurpose the outside. Go for a walk. Get your exercise on. Repurpose your meals. Make sure you're eating healthier, or just watching what you eat. If you like to cook, try out new options, new healthier options. So if you don't have to, back in the day, people would say, and even probably your parents, they would say, okay, you got to have a protein, you got to have a starch, and you got to have a vegetable. But you don't have to. Get your protein in even if you don't eat meat. I know I don't eat meat, but there are a lot of things with protein, beans, and there are a lot of fish if you eat fish, or it's not necessarily pork, chicken, or beef. There's so much more to eat. I'm not on here trying to tell somebody how to eat. I can tell you how I eat, but I'm not on here to try to tell you how to eat. But if you're wilding out and you're not eating what you're supposed to eat, that. So just make sure you try to have healthier options. You can have a protein and 2 vegetables. You don't always have to have a starch, or you don't always have to have a protein with every meal. You can have all vegetables. You can have all meat. You can have, I wouldn't suggest all carbs, but you can switch it out by just looking up healthier choices to eat. Even if you're ordering takeout, you still can do that. It's important to do that. Another way you can repurpose your life is if your phone is constantly in your hand, like most people, text or call an old friend or maybe a new friend. You might be online dating and you might have a new friend, or somebody might have introduced you to someone. So use that phone not just to hold in your hand to just do foolishness. Pick it up. Dial a number, go into your contacts and contact somebody, whether you text them or call them or email them. Make sure you do that. You can reach out, because if you're a busy person and you live a busy life and you work constantly, you might not be able to reach out to your friends and family. Or if you do, you might, before have been on the phone, 5 minutes, and you had to go because you got another call or you had work to do. But if you don't, just take a moment. I know I talked to my brother an hour today, and I talked to him the other day an hour. I've been talking to my girl, shout out Shadana. I've talked to her several times. So many different people. And I'm not necessarily a phone person where I want to be on the phone all day. Back in the day, my nickname used to be Dial Tone because as a teenager, I used to go in my closet and be on the phone. But for somebody like me who talks for a living or speaks for a living, sometimes I don't want to be on the phone all day. But I make that exception because it's important to stay connected to your loved one. So I will, talk on the phone. And I think it's important to do that where maybe before you might not have had that time. But think about what's important. And what's important right now during this quarantine life is really people and connecting with people and connecting to your higher power, whoever he is to you. Connecting to God for me is very important because do you see what's happening? Think about this. Do you see? I don't know if you know somebody who had COVID-19 or who made it through as a survivor or who passed away. And I'm just going to stop for a moment and just give my condolences. If you or your family members had COVID-19 and you survived, but they didn't, my condolences to you because this is a real thing and people are really dying. So if this is not the time for you to #celebrate life, I don't know when is. Because if you're not seeing your life for what it is and you're not put it in perspective now, I don't know what can get you to put it in perspective because this thing is real. And in the Black community, it's killing us, y'all. I'm just going to put it bluntly. It's killing us. Look at the numbers. If that ain't going to straighten you up, I'm not sure what will. What else do I have on my little handy dandy list? Take a moment to strategize your life. Get your affairs in order. It's important to get your affairs in order, whether it's a will, whether it's estate planning, whether it's financial planning, whether it's getting your credit together. And I understand a lot of folks are losing money during this time. Credit is going to be a mess. People's bank accounts is going to be a mess. It's just the way it is right now. We are in a recession. But do what you can. Contact your creditors, contact your financial institutions, and see ways that are able to work with you during this time. Try to get your affairs in order. It's so important that you do that because we're not going to be in quarantine forever. And I know some states are opening up slowly but surely. I'm in Maryland and they're supposed to be opening up this week, but I ain't going out. I'm not falling for the hype. Look what happened in Georgia when they opened the state back up. And that first day or week, I can't remember which one it was, but there were 1,000 new cases as soon as they opened back up. I think that the government is opening back up for business and for money and to rejuvenate the financial institutions and the businesses, but I don't think it's in the best interest of people. That's just my personal opinion. And this is my podcast, so I'm going to give you my personal opinion. I don't think it's for us. As a matter of fact, I know it's not for us. It's to stimulate the economy. Let's keep it real. So we have to be wise. So if you're in a state, like I said, Maryland is opening back up in May this week. Other states have opened already and some are going to open next month. I'm not rushing to nobody's mall. I'm not rushing to go get nothing done. And my massages, shoot, I had massage membership. I canceled that thing. I was like, because I don't know. This is a new time. I'm not going to feel comfortable. Think about it. I'm not going to feel too comfortable going to get a massage or, going to get certain things. A lady was on Tamron Hall. Her husband went to get a haircut. They had just gotten married. And within a week, he died of COVID. So it's really not that important. And they're trying to entice you with, don't you want to get your hair done, your nails done? Don't you want to go to the store? Don't you want to do this? Don't you want to do that? I'm good. I can wait. None of it's worth dying for. All right. So you can reorganize and restructure your life, whatever that means to you. Out with the old, in with the new, in with the new, out with the old, however you want to say it. Get your house in order, literally. All right. So, it's been told that if your house is not in order, your mental is not in order. So if your house is not in order, your mental is not in order. I want to know if you guys believe that. If you think that, Facebook, are you with me? Because so many people want to have certain things in order, but certain things it's about balance. So if your house is not in order, then your mental might not be in order. Meaning if you got a cluttered mind, you probably got a cluttered house, and vice versa. What y'all think about that? Can you think about that? So it's so important to really just be mindful of what's going on in your life and what's affecting it on the outside. Because internally, if you're going through some things, then it's going to show outwardly. Even if you think it's not going to show, it's going to show. Trust me. All right, so before I get into, I have all kind of lists here. I have 10 ways to enhance your home during this quarantine. But before I get into that, I am going to take a quick break. Be right back. Thank you for shining with me, Kendall Lanise. If you're here for the very first time, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to the show and don't forget to tell your friends and family about Shine. We'll be right back. And I had to make sure that I came back because in the beginning of the podcast, I hope it's not going to be a little dead air on the podcast because I'm trying to do both things. And I haven't gotten that down packed yet. I have Facebook Live on, but I'm using my different mic, and sometimes that works differently. But enough about that. Y'all don't care about that. Y'all just care about the podcast, and that's what I'm going to do. All right. So before we took a quick break, I was talking about 10 ways that you can enhance your home during this quarantine. So, confession, I love TikTok. And I was looking at different things on TikTok and people were doing all of these dollar store hacks. And the hacks are just different ways to make things or almost like the secret way. I guess that's what a hack would be into whatever you're doing. You have a dollar store hack. You might have a hair hack. You might have a YouTube hack, meaning different ways to use YouTube or what have you. So I have been on TikTok and they have tons of dollar store hacks. And it's just so many things. So people are just running back to the dollar store. I was running to the dollar store. I got an easel, then I got some paint. Then I wanted to see these 2 baskets. I made a table. So if you're doing, if you're creative during this time, you're going to find a lot of ways to be creative. You got more time at home. So this is a time where people are really starting to appreciate their homes and value their homes and thinking about things that they wish they had in their homes or, be thankful for what they do have in their homes. And so many people are spending time at home. I remember my daughter said, some Hollywood people are like, oh, but I got to stay at home. And my daughter was like, yeah, but you got a movie theater. You got a swimming pool. You got all of these acres of land. You have, all of these toys at home. So you staying at home is different from maybe someone staying at home and they're in 1 bedroom and they already had to have, 1 bedroom and they might have 3 kids or something like that. So it really gives you a perspective on your home and really looking at your home and, hopefully no matter where you're living, you're thankful for what you do have and you're focusing on that opposed to focusing on what you don't have. Hopefully that's the perspective that you're going with. I would like to think I would say my listeners are. But I came up with a list of 10 ways to enhance your home. First and foremost, I think you got to start with that closet. I know I need a bigger closet because I got a lot of stuff in there. Not stuff, some stuff I don't even wear or don't even look at because I know that, and I constantly get rid of things, but I know, it's time to reorganize, whether you want to get nice trays for your closet or baskets, or I'm all about like keeping things in order. I have a basket for my handbags or purses. I got a basket for my hats because if you know me, I love a good hat. Baseball hat, a page boy hat, a tam, a straw hat. If it's a hat, I love it. So I have a basket for that. And then I also have a basket for certain types of clothes, maybe sweaters or what have you. But it's good to organize your closet and clean out your closet. Also, you can think about redoing your bathroom. I know that's what I did because sometimes you just want to spruce it up and change it. And for the first time, I got a black shower curtain. I was just curious, never had it, always had pretty colors or prints. And I said, you know what? I want to try a black shower curtain. And I must say, it looks nice. So I have black and then purple, some greenery like plants, but it came out really nice. I like the way it looks. Now, who would have thought? And I have a window in my bathroom too, so it's not too dark, but I'm not sure if you didn't have sunlight coming in or bright lighting in your bathroom, if it would look dark in your case, but I like it. And like I said, I have a window with natural sunlight coming in, so it's not dark in there. Also, something else you can do to enhance your home during this quarantine time is to change the pillows on your couch. So if you got purple pillows, change them to green. If you got green, change them to yellow. If you got yellow, and some people might do this, in the spring or the summer, change them from the winter colors. But that's a way to kind of spruce up your house and redo some things. It's really simple as changing the couch pillows. Now, this is the thing. You can actually cover or recover the pillows. So you can make covers yourself and put them on the existing pillows you have. I would suggest washing the pillows first and then maybe changing the covering. Or you can get all new pillows and repurpose those pillows by throwing them on your bed or your children's bed, or sit on your pillows on the floor, however you want to do it. Because I'm into repurposing things and not really wasting things and just finding different ways to use whatever that is. Number 4, switch out the colors in your kitchen. So if you have a red and black kitchen, you can switch it up to bright blue or bright yellow. I'm a firm believer, and statistics show and research shows that colors change your mood. Certain colors make you feel certain ways. So you can do that. It's important to kind of wherever, if you're going to spend time, you want it to be pretty, you want it to be bright, you want it to be cheery, because a lot of people are suffering from seasonal depression during this quarantine. Some people are like, I got to get out the house. I can't take it no more. I need to be around people. I've heard people say, I need to hug people. I need to be around. I need to be in that social aspect. So if you're one of those people and the quarantine is really getting you down, I would suggest, you guys know I'm a meditation practitioner, but meditating or getting in the room by yourself or sitting in the closet and just breathing, because sometimes, people are going through it. During this quarantine, you have people like me. I'm okay. I'm good. I actually like the quarantine. But then I talk to people that cannot stand it. They want the world to open back up. They want to get to the malls. They want to get to concerts. I don't know about that though, if they're going to have concerts, but they said that they're going to gradually open it up, so we'll see. But then if they do open it up and you're putting on that show or event and you got a lot of people, you got to be mindful about the money you spend, because people may not come. Of course, you got that handful of people, like the people that were on the beach and people that are playing football. I saw some young boys out there touch football, which means you're touching out there, when they should have been social distancing. Some people aren't taking it seriously. And I think that the people who have lost people or close to them, they hear stories about quarantine and what's happening. I think those are the ones that are really taking it seriously, because I know I am. I'm shook. I got to take my mom to get a procedure next week, and I've been kind of shook, like, oh, I got a social distance in her van, because you just don't know. You just don't. I mean, it's a scary time. That's why we gotta stay prayed up. All right, so number 5 of my 10 ways to enhance your home during this quarantine time. You can pull up your carpet. If you got carpet and you want to expose the hardwood floors, or you want to change it to paneling or tile or whatever you want to do, you can do that during this time. Or if you have wood floors, you can start treating your floors. There are a lot of different things you can do with your floor, and you can go to YouTube University to find out how, because you don't want anybody in your house doing it. So this can get your creative juices flowing, and you can be the carpenter you never knew you were and do that. That will change the whole look of your home. Some people ride for carpet and some people ride for hardwood, but I have both. I have hardwood in my home and carpet. So I guess the best of both worlds, which is a good thing. But if you want all carpet or you want all hardwood, then you might be able to do it yourself. Get online, YouTube University, once again, and you can find out how to do anything on YouTube University. Number 6 of my list is get through some of your old paperwork. Start shredding. If you don't have one, order one on Amazon and get to shredding. I know you got some paperwork that you ain't been through, or mail that you keep stacking up. And I know I have a bag of items that I shred. But at my former job, we had a shred box. So that's what I used to do. I used to get them in a little tote bag, and then I would take them to work every 3 months. But because I don't do that, my paperwork is piling up. So I probably will order a shredder to get to shredding and get rid of some of that old paperwork. And if you're that person who keeps paperwork, I don't, but if you're that person who keeps paperwork from 1985, then you need to get rid of that and go through that. Because even in business, paperwork is good for 3 years. Now, if you have paperwork that you've had for years and that you need it, but typically anybody that's going to ask you for paperwork for anything, whether it's finances, taxes, they're going to ask for the last 3 years, pay stubs, all of that. But so many things that you don't even really need to have paperwork around the house anymore, because you can file it online, or there are a lot of apps that you can put your paperwork in there by scanning them, and then you can eliminate that paperwork. A lot of people have junk. You can get rid of that. What do I have? Number 7 is pack up old and not used. So if you have items that you don't use, if you have items that are old and you just have them there and you're not using them, pack them up. Get rid of them. Why are you holding on to junk? It's important to pack it up. Get rid of them, start anew. If you ain't used it in a year, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to use it. I know some things have sentimental value, and that's okay, but you can get rid of some of that stuff. You don't need to keep everything, okay? Number 8 is change out your bedspread. Try to do something different. If you want to just, and if you're just tuning in, I'm talking about 10 ways to enhance your home. Something as simple as changing the colors in your room, in your bedroom, or changing your bedspread or comforter will give your room a nice boost. If you had the same comforter on your bed for years and you just wash it and put it back on, try to do something different. Enhance it. Put on a nice, bright, pretty color on your bed. So you can open up your room during this quarantine. All right. Number 9 on my list is find things to sell, give away, or throw away. Now, a lot of people, if you go in your closet right now, you might have some stuff in there that you ain't worn in 10 years with the tag still on it. Now, if you have things with the tag still on it, you better start selling them. That's the financial coach in me. Go to eBay, Amazon, start tagging your stuff up and start selling your stuff. If you have a website, put your stuff on there. It's so important to do that because we're at a time where people don't have no money or their money is limited. Start selling your stuff. And then you can give away some things. Now, you might want to give away some things to your family members or loved ones. I know some people now might be conscious of giving it away because they don't know. Everybody's like, spray this down, wipe this down. But anything, even my shirts that I sell, my new shirts, I make sure I spray everything down if people are purchasing them. So start thinking about it. Go through your closet. That's a part of closing out your cleaning out your closet. Try to do that. Get rid of a lot of the things that you have in there that you don't want, that you're not wearing. It's important to do that so you can have some more money in the bank. Disposable income. If you got the tags on it, you can still get top dollar for that. If you know somebody that needs it, if you want to donate it to a shelter or to, a adoption agency or a foster home, or make sure your stuff gets the use out of it for people who really need it. Homeless shelters, donate that stuff. And if it has holes in it, definitely throw them away because you don't want to give somebody something that you wouldn't even wear yourself. Number 10 is reupholster your chairs. So if you got chairs, even like those right there, if you want to put another cover over them, or if you want to put a cover over your couch, start reupholstering your stuff. Because if you can't afford to buy new stuff, then you want to repurpose the old stuff. And see, I'm talking to my podcast followers and listeners, and I'm also talking to Facebook. So Facebook can see the chairs I'm talking about, and podcasters are like, what kind of chairs? I'm talking about bar stools. I'm talking about chairs with covers. Any chairs that you have that have fabric, whether it's your kitchen chairs or dining room chairs, whatever you have that has padding or fabric, you can reupholster them. And also your couch, you can get couch covers or chair covers. It's not that difficult. You might say, well, I don't know about carpentry and building chairs, or it's not, you don't have to do all that. You can just cover them with chair covers, or you can take it off or get a piece of fabric that you can order. I was going to say go to Joann's or Michael's, but they're not open in a lot of states, but you can order fabric. That's if there's any left, because of the masks that people are making. But ain't nobody trying to have no burlap mask, or certain type of fabrics might still be safe for you to purchase, because you can't wear certain mask for certain fabric for certain masks. Let's see. All right, I'm just making sure I check my time. But it's so important to really just be mindful of your time during this quarantine time. You don't want to say, dang, I wish I had more time. I would have done this, or I should have done that. Because I know a lot of people, are excited to be home. A lot of people don't like it. But so many people, I guarantee you, are going to say, I should have took advantage of that time. I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have got incorporated. I should have read more. I should have started that book I wanted to start. I should have, posted more. I should have, spent time with family more, whether it's FaceTime or Zoom. I should have created something different. So many people are going to say they wish they would have done this or that. So I just want to remind you that it's still not too late to do this or that. Once you get back to work, you can still factor in those times where you can do what you need to do. It's so important. And I just see somebody come online on my podcast, say, hey, Valencia and I had that conversation also about taking advantage of the time and doing things that you always said you wanted to do. It's so interesting. So I have always been on YouTube. I've been on YouTube probably since '06. And I'll have moments where I post a lot, different types of things. One of my old videos, which was in the very beginning, it was all dark. You could barely see me. My daughter told me the other day, she said it got 4.2, what is it, million views or 1,000? 4.2 thousand views, I think. And that was something I did in 2006 or 2007, asking like, what's your thing? What is it that interests you? What do you like to do? And I look at the progression now, and then I've done my Yup series, Your Underestimated Power. So I've done several things on YouTube. And I say all that to say, you guys know I have my last year, season 1, I started the Safety Net Talk Show. It's a talk show where you're safe to share your truth. And I was doing it face to face. And now, of course, because of COVID-19, I can't do season 2 in person. But that don't stop me. And that's how you really got to be. There's more than one way to skin a cat, even though we ain't skinning no cats here. But you can think of different ways. Don't allow COVID-19 and this quarantine to stop you from living out your dream. It's so important that you continue to live out your dream. So now I changed my safety net to a virtual talk show. So season 2, got it every Thursday, that's airing. But not only do I have the safety net on my YouTube channel, I also have Kendall Lanice Live. That's my interview series. So that is something that I started fresh and new during, I should say, this quarantine. So we're talking about quarantine bosses here. Those are boss moves, creating your own. I remember years ago when I was in my 20s, and I think maybe part of my 30s, I wanted to work for BET so bad. I wanted to work for BET. I wanted to work for TV1. I started off going to school in '89, journalism, but I was doing it in high school with my media classes and journalism classes and all of that. And you guys know I'm a certified life coach, and then my degree is in human services. So it's all about people. So it's just what a joy and what a blessing that this quarantine has been taking me, or bringing me, I should say, full circle. Because I went to school for helping people. I'm certified for helping people. And then I also have a background in, media and journalism from back in the day. So what a joy it is that I can pull them all together. So of course with this podcast, and then with my YouTube channel. So that new show on YouTube is called Kendall Lanice Live. Again, it's an interview series. So do me a favor, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So with this quarantine, you got to be a quarantine boss. You got to be bold and brilliant. Think about ways that you can change your life and what you can do to enhance what you're already doing. Be bold, meaning don't listen to what other people are doing or what other people say. If that's something that you want to do, be bold about it. And not just be bold about it, be brilliant in that thing. Don't just do it. Do it right and do it well. Don't do it to say you just are doing it. Do it to make an impact. The O in boss, quarantine bosses we're talking about, is be outstanding. In whatever you're doing, be outstanding. Stand out. Don't just do it just to do it. Be outstanding. Mediocre, that ain't gonna work. S, successful. Now, success is relative to who you're talking to. Being successful to you might mean something different than it does to me. Whatever success means to you, be that. Be successful. Successful could be making sure your kids grow up well. Successful can be starting your own business. Successful can be working for someone else but building their business. Whatever success means to you. And the last S in boss, as in quarantine boss, is to stay sane. Make sure you take care of your mental health. Mental wellness is very important. If you got to seek virtual therapy, if you got to seek a life coach, if you got to call a friend, if you got to talk to somebody, do that, because you got to stay sane during this time. Whew, we're almost out of time. I'm looking at Facebook and I'm looking at the time. We are out of time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this week's episode of Shine with Kendall Lanice. Remember, you are a star, so don't allow anyone to dim your shine. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. That's both on my podcast and YouTube. Until next time, God bless. Peace.
Shine with Kendall Lanise. Real talk for real people. Let's shine together.